Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Kim. I am a mom of 9 kids. That's right, I said 9 kids. And we are a busy family, as you can probably imagine. Our kids are involved in sports and all these activities. And sometimes when it comes to dinner, we are in a hurry and we need to get something on the table and we need to do it quickly. So in today's video, I am going to show you guys 4 delicious homemade pasta dishes that you can have on your table in less than 20 minutes. So I received these beautiful bowls, pasta bowls, in the mail from Darwin, and I just want to show you guys, they are so pretty. They are 30-ounce bowls. They're made in an alabaster white with this beautiful timeless look. They have this almost like terracotta look on the bottom of them. They're super smooth, durable texture. Also, they are dishwasher, microwave, freezer, and oven safe, which I love. They are super good quality. I just love them. I think they're beautiful and timeless. They would make a beautiful gift for the pasta lovers in your life or the chefs in your life. I know that Lincoln was so excited when we got these, and he was like, oh, we have to come up with all of these dishes, and he loves to plate things and make it so nice, and they really are beautiful. So anyway, these beautiful pasta bowls inspired me to do this video, and I was just thinking, what if we could come up with a few pasta dishes that were just super easy and easy to get on the table with ingredients that you probably already have in your kitchen. So that's what we're doing today, and I can't wait to show you guys. Okay, so to get started, the 4 dishes that we're gonna do a homemade Alfredo sauce. If you guys love Alfredo, this is the best. You will never, ever, ever eat that stuff out of the jar at the store again. I used to like that stuff until I started making my own homemade Alfredo sauce, and it does not even compare. So homemade Alfredo sauce, we're gonna do a homemade Italian marinara sauce, super simple, 15 minutes or less, and you have a homemade sauce. We're also gonna do a spaghetti with a garlic and olive oil that is delicious, and we put a secret ingredient in there to just kind of spice it up a little bit. And then we are doing a sun-dried tomato pesto with bacon. Yes, bacon. Anything with bacon is delicious. So we're gonna get started on those. Like I said, it's all basic ingredients that you probably already have on hand. You don't have to run to the store for. I'm going to get the pasta water boiling and show you guys these recipes. Okay, we have our water boiling here for our pasta, so we are going to heavily salt the water. I heard a chef say once that your water should taste like ocean water for your pasta. So that's what we want. I just use kosher salt for that. Right here I have 1 pound of fettuccine. I'm going to get started in this one. And then we have a pound of spaghetti that we're going to get started in this pot. Now we want to cook both of these until they're al dente, which means they're soft, but they still have a bite to them. So usually, I mean, it varies, but around 7 minutes is when I start testing the pasta. All right, now that both pasta is completely submerged in the water, I'm going to set my timer for 7 minutes, and we'll check it from there. We're just starting out here. We're going to do some thin chicken breast cutlets. This is totally optional. You do not have to have like meat with any of these, but if you want to kind of bulk it up and make it stick in the belly a little bit more, then you can. And that's what we're going to do for some of them. So I'm just going to season these with a little bit of salt and pepper. Now I got the thin ones because they'll cook up quicker, and when you're in a hurry, it's nice to have. If you don't have these, you can just take regular chicken breasts and cut them in half lengthwise or even in thirds if they're super thick, and then they will still cook really quickly. Okay, our pan over here is nice and hot, so we're just going to take a little bit of butter, put that in our pan, and get nice color on our chicken. Chicken breast seasoned side down in that hot butter. Okay, it looks like our chicken has some nice color on it. It's cooked halfway through. So we're just going to give it a flip here and let it cook through the rest of the way. Get the other side some color. Okay, now that our chicken is done, we are going to start on our first recipe, which is spaghetti with garlic and olive oil. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take half a cup of extra virgin olive oil, and we're going to pour it in the skillet, which I have heating up at medium heat. So we're just going to gently heat this oil in this pan. Okay, so we can see that our oil is starting to bubble, so that we know that it's heating. So then we're going to take 4 to 5 garlic cloves. You can use fresh garlic or just chopped garlic from the store. And we're going to add that in. And this is why you don't want your heat to be too high, or it will burn your garlic and it will be bad. And then we're going to add 1 teaspoon of dried chili flakes. And we're just going to stir this for a second and let it gently cook until the garlic turns a pale gold. I'm actually going to turn my heat down just a tad because this burner is fairly hot. And that's basically, we're just giving this enough time to infuse the flavors into the oil. Okay, we have a nice golden color on our garlic here. So we're just going to stir in a 1/4 cup of fresh parsley that we have. It's just, whew. Okay, and now we're just going to add some of our noodles to this delicious, yummy mixture. Oh, it's amazing. And then we just want to give it a toss and then get it all nice and covered in this. And then we're going to stir in some fresh grated Parmesan cheese, because yes, of course. And that is it. Now we get to plate it up. So again, you just want to make sure it's all stirred. Take a nice big serving. Again, our beautiful pasta bowls here. And then you're just going to twist it with your tongs. Oh, gorgeous. Love it. We're going to put a little bit of fresh grated Parmesan on top and some fresh chopped parsley. And there you go, first dish is done. So spaghetti with garlic and olive oil, fresh Parmesan cheese, red pepper flakes, and parsley. Oh, it smells amazing. Okay, we're gonna get started with our second recipe here now, which is also super easy. We're just gonna get our little pan going here over, again, medium heat. And then we're just going to take some bacon. So this is a chopped bacon that I buy from Sam's. You could just cook up a few slices of bacon if you want. And we're just going to toss that in. Putting in the heat just really brings out the flavor in it and helps crisp it up. And then it tastes just like homemade fresh bacon. And it only has to go just a couple seconds in here, 30 seconds to a minute, and let that crisp up. Now that our bacon is crisping up, I'm just taking store-bought sun-dried tomato pesto. This one is from Aldi, but you can get them anywhere. They're super affordable, so much flavor. And I am just going to take and mix in a little bit of this. All right, and we're just going to give that a little stir together, melt those flavors together, let that heat through. And then again, we're just going to add in some of our spaghetti noodles. And give that a nice toss. So you want to reserve some of the pasta water for when if it's too thick, and you can do this with any of these pasta sauces. If it gets a little too thick and the noodles are not quite wet enough, You can just add in a splash of that pasta water. It has all that starch in it. And then give it a little stir there. Now we're gonna plate up this one. Oh, I just tried it, guys. It is delicious. The bacon and the sun-dried tomatoes together really is a good flavor. All right, and then this one, I just took some of our chicken breast here and sliced that up. We're just gonna put some of that on top for a little extra protein. And then, of course, some freshly grated Parmesan cheese and a sprinkle of parsley because it's pretty. And there you have it, dish number 2. Oh, it smells so good with the bacon. You can smell the bacon fat and the chicken, oh, and the sun-dried tomatoes. It's delicious. Okay, and now we're gonna get started on our Alfredo sauce. This Alfredo sauce is absolutely delicious. So we're going to take 6 tablespoons of butter and get that in our skillet that we have on medium heat again. I use a whisk for this part of it. And then to our butter, we're gonna add a tablespoon of minced garlic. Again, you wanna be really careful with this so it doesn't burn. The best way to do that is just make sure your heat is not too high and that you keep it moving. Okay, it's been about a minute or so on our garlic, just enough to, again, let that cook down just a little bit. To that, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of just all-purpose flour. So basically with this flour, we're just kind of creating a loose roux for our sauce. And we want to cook this again for about a minute to get rid of that taste of the flour. Okay, now that our flour's been in here for about a minute ago, we are going to add 1.5 cups of heavy cream and 1.5 cups of milk. I have just added those, mixed those together. And then we're gonna pour in slowly because, again, remember, this is a thickener like a roux, and let that come to a sauce. Don't worry about that brown. Oftentimes I will make my Alfredo sauce right after I have cooked the chicken in the same pan, and so a lot of times it gets some color in it from all the little tidbits left in the pan, and that gives it so much flavor. So do not worry about that. If you get a little color to your sauce, it doesn't have to be pure white. You want the flavor. Okay, and we're gonna just bring this to a gentle simmer. We don't want it to boil, but just to a little bubble. And then we're gonna reduce the heat and allow it to thicken. Our sauce is at a gentle bubble here. You can probably turn it down even just a little bit. And then, woo, it's getting going here. Take it off the heat for a sec. Okay, and then we're gonna add in our Parmesan Reggiano cheese, so about 1 cup of that. And then again, we're gonna stir. And this will also help thicken it. Okay, and then we just want to season it with salt and pepper. Okay, and then give it another good stir. There you go, and it will thicken as it sits if you want it thicker. And that is homemade Alfredo. Have our Alfredo sauce, looks and smells amazing. And then we are just going to toss in our fettuccine noodles here. Oh, looks so good. Okay, my family really likes chicken with their Alfredo, so I'm just going to slice this up in thin strips. And you could do this thicker. I have little ones, so it's easiest for them if I just go ahead and slice it in a way that they can
eat it. Plus, I personally would rather have thinner pieces of meat with my pasta, but it's entirely up to you. The chicken is nice and tender because it cooks so quickly. It has so much flavor from the butter and the avocado oil. All right, and then these I'm just gonna cut in half lengthwise again, just so they're more bite size. And then we have all of our little chicken here. Stretch this a little further. I just have a loaf of Italian bread and I'm gonna slice this up. Put some butter on it and add this alongside our pasta. And for the best part, now we get to plate it up in our beautiful pasta bowls. Oh, smells so good. Again, coming in with some fresh grated Parmigiano Reggiano. A little bit of fresh parsley. And some grilled chicken strips on top. A homemade fettuccine Alfredo with grilled chicken on top in less than 20 minutes. It does not get much better than this, guys. It is better than anything you will ever get at a restaurant. You know exactly what went into it, and it is so easy. You have to try it. And for our last recipe here, we're going to do an easy Italian marinara sauce. For this one, we are just going to take 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and we're going to heat this up in our pan over medium heat. For this one, we're using a little pot. And then we are going to add 1 small onion that is finely diced. We're also going to add 2 garlic cloves, chopped garlic cloves to this. And just a little pinch of the red chili flakes. And you could do obviously more if you like things a little bit spicier, or you could just leave it out altogether if that's not your jam. All right, we're just gonna saute these for about 4 to 5 minutes until they're golden. And then we will come back and add the rest of the ingredients. Our onions are a nice golden yellow, translucent color. They look and smell amazing with the garlic. Now we're going to stir in 1 can of tomatoes. You could also use fresh tomatoes if you wanted to. I'm using the petite diced tomatoes because my kids don't like too many chunky bits in their sauce. And then we're also going to stir in a half a teaspoon of dried oregano. And we want to stir in a good pinch of salt too. All right, we're just going to reduce this heat to low. We're going to let this cook for about 10 to 15 minutes while our pasta is going. It's been about 15 minutes, and as you can see, our tomatoes and onions have cooked down. There's not much of a sauce left, so what we're going to do here is put in some of our reserved pasta water and stir that around. And you can put as much or as little as you want. We'll add our pasta in. You also want to taste it, see if salt and pepper content is good. If not, if you need to add some more. I think mine is good. I might add just a little bit of pepper here. And then I'm going to put in some spaghetti noodles and give it a stir. Got noodles everywhere. Okay, now that we got our noodles in, we're just gonna give it a toss around. If you didn't like the chunks of tomatoes in your sauce, like if you're used to like maybe a jarred sauce or something like that, you could always puree that mixture or take like a potato masher, mash it down like that if you wanted to, but I find that usually my kids don't really like it chunky either, but once it's in the mixed with the pasta, they really don't mind. And there you go. And then of course we got to get some fresh grated cheese on it, mix that in, grate up some Parmigiano Reggiano on here, give that a stir. We love cheese around here. Oh, so much flavor, way more than a jar sauce, and honestly, it didn't really take as much more time. By the time your noodles and your water are done, so is your sauce. I plate up our spaghetti with marinara. I mixed in a little fresh chopped parsley. And of course, we've got to add a little fresh grated Parmigiano Reggiano on top. We have some bread, slice of Italian bread. Gonna get some butter. And there you go, my friends. Oh, it's delicious. I also wanted to mention to you guys that if you are doing like a low carb plan, keto, or you're just avoiding your carbs or monitoring those, another option would be like zoodles. You could do zoodles or like the palmini, like the hearts of palm noodles. I will link those down below from Amazon. My sister-in-law introduced me to those. Those are really good. So there are other options. You don't have to do the pasta. You could also use any of these sauces just like over a chicken breast, over vegetables, anything like that. They're all delicious like that. So I just wanted to remind you guys about that. All right, we did it. I told you we could, and we did. 4 super easy pasta dishes that you can have on your table in 20 minutes. I'd love to know if you guys try these and love them. If you enjoy stuff like this, don't forget to hit that like button, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. My goal is to make content that you enjoy and that helps you better your life. So I love you guys. I hope you have a great week and a very blessed day, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.